Hey friends, so I just want to come over here really quick and talk to you about the rocks that I told you to go on a rock hunt and like to get a glass jar, go on a rock hunt and grab some rocks. And so you guys, on my way in here, I dropped the jar full of rocks, busted the entire glass jar. So I don't have a jar, I'm gonna have to locate another one, but I do have my rocks here. And let me show you kind of the size that I have, like just kind of the size. Just something that you can, is like big enough for you to write a word on or a phrase on. And so you can just put them in a jar. And so I asked you to get 20 for the 20 days of our devotions. And so basically the idea behind the rocks is each day as you're walking through your devotion, I want like one phrase or one word to just like really stick out to you, either from Jesus or about Jesus's character or something. And so I'll share with you, this was day one's rock here, and I wrote healer on it, from the story of the woman who touched the hem of Jesus's robe. Because whenever I was listening to that story, I just thought like Jesus is healer. And so that's what I wrote on the rock. So the idea of this is as you walk away from your quiet time, that's what we're really working on this, and I say quiet time loosely, not quiet time, but just your time with Jesus. As you walk away from that time, we want to carry that on into our day and to have reminders to continually go back to that place of thinking on Jesus, because we know that worship is literally just a heart posture. It's not a song, it's not raising your hand in church, it's not a certain place. Worship is a heart posture. It's literally just bowing our hearts to Jesus in any moment. It can be moments where we're really upset, but we choose to bow our hearts to Jesus. So we are changing that altogether this month, changing that mindset of worship. And so this rock is going to serve as a reminder throughout your day. So you're going to take it with you. And I want you just to really meditate on that word. So with healer, I'm going to take it for just 5 minutes. I'm just going to hold it in my hand, and I'm going to think about Jesus being healer, and I'm going to think about like all the different stories in the Bible where he is healer, and I'm going to just imagine these stories of Jesus healing, okay? And then from that point, of course, we walk into our day, right? I want you to drop it somewhere that you're going to come back to. So for me, yesterday, I dropped this in the cup holder of my car, okay? And I dropped it there knowing that I would come back to my car. And so when I came back to my car and I looked in my cup holder, there was that rock that said healer. And it reminded me, I wanted to stop in that moment. I wanted to hold that rock, and I wanted to think about Jesus being healer and what that looks like in my life, what that looks like in women's lives around me. And so I'm picking that up again. And so at the end of the day, your idea is like to pick up this rock so many times that you have just really worshiped over and over and over, and then to drop it back in your jar if you do that. If not, you're going to have these rocks in all different places, which is fine too, because you can pick them up at any time. So I want you to kind of have the freedom to do like whatever you want with that, either putting them back in the jar and like reusing them over and over, or leaving them somewhere and just like dropping them and picking them up like all over your home, all over your workspace. I think that would be really neat too. But then the idea of at the end of the month, we're going to have 20 rocks that remind us of Jesus and who he is and his words. And we're going to continue to use that over and over. So that jar is going to be in that quiet time, and we're going to, you know, if we're walking by and we're like, I just want to take this second just to worship Jesus, grab a rock and worship him for that and drop it. And just like, this is a continual cycle. And I want it to be a physical reminder to you to worship right where you're at. That's what he wants. He wants to walk with us throughout our day, throughout our days, throughout the most mundane moments, throughout the biggest moments. That's his heart for us. He wants us to just literally enjoy him. And so I'm hoping this is a physical reminder until we get to that place of it just like coming naturally. So that's my idea with the rocks. I hope that you will join me in that. I'm excited for it.